Hi everyone, my name is Mariela and today I will be presenting my project on the plate filter press filtration. So what is it and what does it do? A plate filter press filtration is a tool utilized to separate solids and liquids through pressure filtration. Very much similar to the experiment we conducted in class on column chromatography, in which we use a slurry to separate the mixture of ferrocene and acetylferrocene, and sand and cotton was used to retain any solids or unwanted material from our filtrate. However, in this specific case, a series of plates containing a filter cloth is used to retain solids from the slurry. What are the main components? We have a feeding tube, which is where the slurry enters, slurry, which is the suspension to be filtered, frame and filter plates, which is the composition of the tool itself. Here on the picture on the right, you'll see that A is the frame, B is the medium, and C is the plate along with the section. We have a manifold, which is piping and valve controls. It connects the four corner filtrate discharge ports into a discharge pipe. Now, if you look at letter C, the plate has a filtrate outlet. And because this tool is composed of a series of frame and filter plates, each plate has a filtrate outlet. And this allows for all the filtrate to be discharged into one single discharge pipe. We also have a membrane squeeze, which squeezes the plates, a hydraulic cylinder, which helps shift the filter plates, a filter medium, which is a porous medium used to retain solids, a filter cake, which is a product of all the solids accumulated, and a filtrate, which is the clear liquid passing through the filter. So what is the process and how does it work? First, the plates are clamped together with the help of cylinders that line the plates and allow them to remain closed with the help of pressure. Then slurry enters the feeding tube via pressure and travels into the frame and into the filter medium. Once the slurry has entered all the cavities, the membrane squeezes the plate and forms the filter cake, thus separating the solids and the liquids. The filter liquid then exits the filter plate through the corner pots into the manifolds and clear filtered water is released. Now, the picture on the bottom left, it shows a representation of what I just explained. So the slurry enters each to its corresponding inlet, and the filtrate is released through the bottom. Once dehydration is attained, the press is opened and the filter cake is removed. And what I mean by dehydration is that the filter cakes are free of moisture. The filter cake must be free of moisture because if they attempt to remove it while it's still wet, it may crack or break. Now, immediately after the last cycle, the press is closed and air is applied to the plate and the cloth for at least 30 minutes. This removes any remaining water from the medium. This specific tool likes to work in batches, so it's essential for the cloth to be dry before putting it through another batch. If you guys can recall from previous experiments conducted in class, specifically the recrystallization experiment, after collecting the crystals, we had to wash them in order to remove any impurities. Well, the same concept corresponds to the washing of cakes. So filtration mechanism is performed as described in the last slide. However, when the frames are filled with cake, the washing plates are closed and wash water is pumped, which then travels into the frame and into the filter cloth. Once washed, the water escapes through the outlets. Here, the picture on the right, you'll be able to see that there's a wash plate, which contains a wash water inlet and an outlet for emptying. Now, not all the machines have this specific extra wash plate, but for those that do, this is how it would look. This video will give you guys a better visualization of how the process actually occurs. Here you can see the arrangement of the plate in the frames, starting with the end plate, filter media, filter plate, filter media, and a filter frame. This arrangement continues until forming a series of plates and frames. Here you will see the slurry entering the feeding tube. This part shows how the slurry enters each inlet and goes through each surface. This is where the cake should be forming, although it's not shown. And the blue arrows indicate the liquid being filtered and released through that corresponding outlets. The cycle is repeated for each batch. So what are the applications of this tool? In the pharmaceutical industry, it is used to ferment liquids along with enzyme preparation. In the wastewater treatment, it is used to filter solids settling in a pond as they lose their ability to clean water over time due to solid buildup. In the food industry, it's used to obtain vegetable oil from seeds. And in the wine and beer production, it is also used in the concrete cement production, along with the mining industry, specifically to filtrate the silver, gold, zinc precipitation generated in the Merrill-Crowe process. And an example of when this tool will be utilized is for the removal of cell broth from fermentation medium. So here we have strength and limitations. So what are the strengths? The strengths are filter cloth are renewable. There's a high performance cake dryness. There's little to no operator attention during the watering cycle, which usually takes about 1 to 4 hours depending on the nature of the material. There's an efficient washing of cake, efficient dewatering of fine solids, high separation efficiency, filter medium composed of asbestos and cellulose are capable of filtering bacteria, which result in sterile filtrate, and that is essential in the collection of precipitated antitoxins. And what are the limitations? Common designs are built for batch processing. Washing of cake can be inefficient if the solids do not fill the frame completely, as it can tear the filter cake. Failure to treat organic contaminants can clog the filter cloth, and as stated before, filter cloth can build up organic contaminants. When this happens, it is advised that it goes through an acid wash or power washing in order to remove most of the material. And it can be expensive due to emptying time as it requires labor and the wear and tear filter cloth as it must be replaced. So what is the capacity? The filter press is suitable for a concentration of solid particles generally less than 10 or 5%, depending on the size and the capacity of the frame and the filter medium. And the number of batches is also dependent on the capacity of the frame and the filter medium and the nature of the material that must be dewatered. These are my references, and thank you for watching.